Nicholas Mitchell, spring into action and come here.
Thank you, Mr. Postmaster. Have you ever fried an egg without a frying pan? I tried it the other day. I wasn't very successful because what do you fry it on? You've got no pan. The floor was cold, dirty, messy. I was unsuccessful, needless to say. Similarly, if you are running a project or an event, you have to have planning and implementation so that you can fry your egg. And that just brings it all together. Otherwise, it's completely messy and makes absolutely no sense. Which made me think of a quote by one of the American presidents that said by failing to plan, you're planning to fail. That's all Benjamin Franklin. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Toastmaster. Mr. Toastmaster, that was a faux pas, that was on purpose. I'm just saying. Let's just break the ice. My name is Nicholas Mitchell, and tonight I hope that I can share some of my thoughts and ideas on how I actually plan and implement the Area A4 contest last year. It was actually for me quite a daunting task, and at the same time also very exciting. And it was something that was just out of my comfort zone, but definitely helped me develop as a leader. And what I first started with was I firstly had to basically gather information and create a list of all the documents that I needed for each contestant needed to have, each judge needed to have, each chief judge needed to have, and it was just this continuous mountain of what I needed to get from everybody. But my aim was that that this contest would flourish and it would prosper. And so I did that, and I sent out all my forms to everybody, and I advised them all to please complete your form and send me back your information, send me back your detail so that I can prepare properly. And I also had to advertise my event. So I was like, well, nobody else is going to do this for me, so I was the one who created the flyer, and I put my flyer up there, Area A4 contest. Now I see that Samantha is looking at me and she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So we have a contest in Toastmasters where in your area there are 5 clubs, and then we have the best speakers, they compete in international contests, and then you have another contest called the Table Topics contest or impromptu speaking, and you have your best 5 speakers from the different club. Well, it's actually the best speaker from each club competes in table topics, and also the evaluation, where tonight we also have some evaluators. So they all come together, and then the area director is supposed to put this contest together. And I also had to make a program. And I got my program together, and what you have to notice in Toastmasters is that pronunciation and name pronunciation is key. And that is why I sent out my form saying, please, fill in your name, fill in your bio, tell me your speech, tell me how to pronounce your name, send me a voice note. I asked them to send me a voice note. And I made a few blunders, a few faux pas. The one lady's name is Patricia, and she had a double-barrel surname. And it started with an M and ended with an N and an E and an S and an E. And I was like, Patricia Mayonnaise? It has to be mayonnaise. What else could it be? And so I had to make a joke out of it to make it lighthearted in the meeting. So you also get to then implement your meeting, and that involves getting all the contests into a meeting room that we had beforehand, and we had it on Zoom. So we had this selection of contestants where you spin a wheel and you get to choose, and you get to be speaker number 1 or 2, and that was just a random selection online. And we also had, because it was online, we had timers and Zoom masters. I nicknamed them Tigers and Zoom masters because it just sounds nice and the name kind of rolls off your tongue. So we had a fun little group, and you can't mess around with the judges, so the judges were very formal with, and we had ballots, and you filled in your ballot and you sent your ballot through to the chief judge. And while implementing, I also you have a script. And I was trying not to deviate from the script, but I think most of you know me, and I don't like scripts. And I kept announcing the contestant number, which I'm not allowed to do in Toastmaster. You don't want to say contestant number 1, because that gives him some kind of fair advantage. Contestant number 2 is Patricia Mayonnaise, so you weren't allowed to do that. And yeah, that was, for me, it was very, very challenging, and I made a couple of those mistakes and faux pas in front of my peers. But then, planning, you always have to plan on looking back and seeing how you can implement what you've done better. And also, what might not make sense to all of you, but show them love. You show the people love, and you show them, you say thank you for helping me, even if it's a Zoom master or a Tiger, who are helping you in the background issue certificates and issue participation certificates. So for me, overall, it was a fantastic experience, and I realized in conclusion that, well, a person has to make a list when you're planning, a to-do list and a requirements list of what you need to do, and set yourself some time scale when you need to do it by and when you need to finish it by. Otherwise, at the end of the day, you end up frying an egg without a pan. This is